Soren, update on the storm and liberation of Earth. Me, hello, Soren, do you have time for an update? Soren, hello, Sheran, how is it going? Me, well, to be honest, I think we're all sitting here waiting with anticipation of what's to come. Daily developments in the storm are happening. We've got good intel sources here on the ground, which is great. But hearing from your perspective as to what's happening is always better. Can I ask some specific questions first? Soren, of course. Go ahead. Me, I see 3 or 4 motherships around me right now. If I look facing north, one is at 10 o'clock and I know that that ship is the Mang Aram and that's Commander Aaron's, but there's one at 2 o'clock, and then one at about roughly 6 o'clock. Commander Aaron told me they fly in the pattern of the flower of life, and the reason they twinkle is that they're alternating in frequency, even going between dimensions, to reduce being detected. Soren, yes. Your governments are friendlier towards our ships, some have had to admit defeat against us, others are embracing us with open arms, as you say. Then there are the Cabal forces which still try to shoot us down. We love that they come to us, because it makes taking them out a lot easier. LOL. Me, yeah, helpful when your enemy shows up at the door. Soren, we have no enemies. We don't see them that way. They are simply beings who, for various reasons, reject universal law, and for that reason, they can't remain in our galaxy. Me, good, yes, that's another good way to look at it. Now, are there any hotspots where there is more fighting around? Evo said that he's still fighting over Area 51, although the light has it. He says the Cabal forces or dark military is still trying to get it back. Soren, yes, they don't like losing. LOL. As for hotspots, always Antarctica. For as cold a place as it is, it's the ground zero of this entire operation. Get Antarctica and you either control or release the world from control, whatever your agenda. And ours is to release it, of course. Me, why there? Soren, Antarctica is full of your world's history. There are ancient ruins there, some of which are still operational, that are underground. There are buried ruins, there are computerized systems still functional, there are even giants sleeping in stasis. Well, they've been woken up. Me, oh. I just got this huge intuition, Antarctica is like an operations center for this planet. This is how they're changing the weather, creating the climate belts, this is how they decide where water will be and where there will be deserts. Whose systems are these? False matrix, or do these come from antiquity? Soren, they were started in antiquity, then they were overtaken and made to create the false matrix. Me, did we have weather control in antiquity? Was there a need for that? Soren, no. Me, what were these computers for then? Soren, what do you use computers for? Me, playing solitaire, what else? LOL. Soren, well, they had computers for more extensive projects than winning a solitaire game, LOL, they had them for the same reasons you have technology in your businesses and industries. Me, oh I see. So these were hijacked to change the weather and to create a false reality for us? Soren, you're on artificial timelines. Me, oh, so that's why they protect Antarctica so ferociously, because it's the central computer for all the computers on Earth that create the false reality. Soren, one of them. There are other mainframe computers as well. Me, yeah, I know there's one under Denver Airport. Soren, so when we gain Antarctica, we can take away all the mind control, release the false image of what your Earth looks like to you now and return it to the natural Lemurian timelines. Me, so these are somehow repressed while these artificial timelines have prevailed. Soren, yes. They are there but few are populating them now. Only powerful Earthlings are populating the Lemurian timelines, and so are the Agarthans, of course. Many of you are jumping back and forth between the real and the fake timelines as your frequencies change. Me, yes. They don't look different to me, though. Soren, because you don't believe they should be. What you know is what you believe. What you believe you dub over top of what is really there. Me, okay, Soren, I see things sometimes like piping coming out of the St. Lawrence River as I sit in the park. I see many ships flying around and suddenly disappearing. Me and my brother Merton, who flies a ship around me all the time, like to work to shoot them down. This is lower Earth orbit that I'm seeing, and there is what everybody sees, but there is also what I'm catching glimpses of in Leo, ships flying around, pipes taking water from our rivers, and telepathically, I saw a bunch of buildings that look like barracks above us. Soren, you're seeing dark installations. Yes, you're seeing beyond the normal capacity for a third-dimensional human. You're getting your psychic vision back. Me, so is this really prolific? And are you taking out these installations as well? Soren, yes. We have to take them out. They're in a frequency slightly out of alignment with your eyesight, as well as the fact that you have implants or shields that keep you from seeing them. Some people can though, and they see the extraterrestrial life that's surrounding you all the time. Most don't. They're unaware of them. Me, so just think, someone's having a dinner in their dining room and there are half a dozen life-sized reptilians and insectoids watching them eat, as well as their normal guides and angels. Crowded space. Yes, I've heard hissing one night at 4 a.m. which told me there was probably a reptilian in my living room, although I couldn't see it. I just alerted Archangel Michael. It amazes me sometimes how calm I am in situations like that, but when I have to deal with Earthlings, it's anything but calm. Soren, it's what you've learned. Me, I'd love to see a battle going on between your forces and these reptilians. Soren, we'd love to show you. You can look astrally. Me, okay. I'll meditate on that. Where else are you fighting? Soren, where aren't we fighting? LOL. Me, okay, so pick anywhere I guess. The fact that there are 3 motherships around me must be a clue as to how much battling there is going on. I'd love to just hear one boom or see an explosion. Soren, we can work on that. LOL. Me, so as to the Alliance's military forces that are fighting around the world, cleaning out the bases, how is that going? Soren, it's nice to have some help. They're working with us and some of your men and women are seeing things that they're having trouble dealing with. Me, like children? Soren, that too, that's hard for many of them to take, but they're walking into completely alien environments that they had no idea existed, and doing battle with 8-foot-tall reptilians, mantises, and giant spiders. Me, sounds like more PTSD. Soren, we're helping to heal them. Many of them have been taken out of service and sent for healing because they never expected to see any of this. Some of these troops were already aware and take it more with a grain of salt, but others are scared to death. We have to watch them and make sure they don't compromise the fight. It's not uncommon for a Pleiadian to step into a human body and work with the human to help them through a battle. They've got munitions they have never used nor ever thought they'd ever have to use. Me, yes, just thought they'd be using guns. Now they're using something out of Superman comic book. Soren, it's hard to debrief them beforehand because there's a lot of resistance. In the real tough cases, we don't let them fight because their resistance, their denial is going to be the death of them. So we monitor their reaction and don't put them in on front lines. Me, what about the light warriors? Where are we working at night? Soren, mostly in the bases as well. There are so many bases, just an extensive labyrinth of cities underground, we can use all the help we can get. Me, where do I go? Soren, Area 51, where else? Me, I know I wake up feeling pretty rough some mornings. There might be any number of reasons, but I put some of it down to battling the dark at night time. What would a typical nighttime scenario look like? Soren, LOL, after you've met up with Evo? Me, yeah, We'll skip that. After Evo and I have had alone time, I mean. Soren, lol, you go on raids. Me, so would any light warrior be doing this as well? Soren, yes. Typically you go out on raids. You'd be transported down under the surface and would replace ETS doing battle there with the Alliance forces. Me, can the Alliance forces see the Pleiadians? Soren, some can. They use nighttime vision as well so they can pick up images of us more easily. Me, oh yeah, that makes sense. Would you ever lower your frequency enough for them to see you? Soren, sometimes, but not if we're fighting. Our frequency is our advantage. Me, yes, you're even faster than anyone of lower frequency, of course. So you're in the tunnels or bases fighting with Alliance forces. How does it all unfold? Soren, the Alliance forces do their work according to their own training. They stick to what they've been told to do, as any militia would. We are there looking for beings they're not aware of and we know who they're aware of. Me, so, you're there in case of ambushes. Soren, or any being that comes in on a frequency change to stage a surprise attack, yes, we know of this and prevent it. Me, why is it important for the Alliance to do this work? Can't you do it all? Soren, your people are obliged to do 50%. It's your planet and your liberation. The GFL doesn't do rescues, they aid the planetary forces in achieving their goals. This is your battle, your war. Because it has a galactic impact, we're allowed to work with you. Me, so would it be safe to say that Alliance forces are speaking to Ashtar Sheran? Soren, it would be safe to say that. We have many GFL leaders who communicate with forces on the planet. Everything is structured to bring a liberation to your world and it's because both are working together that this will be accomplished. Me, okay, so I'm in the bases as an Earthling light warrior. What am I doing? Soren, you're using your telepathic powers, your telekinetic powers, and you're using energy discharges from hands, eyes, and feet in order to overwhelm enemy forces and allow Alliance soldiers to get by them and rescue children, and others trapped in the bases. While the dark forces are incapacitated, you are debriefing them and asking if they wish to stand trial or help with the light liberation of Earth. They are being rounded up and put on jailing ships to be taken to a planet where they are jailed. Sometimes it's the moon, sometimes it's one of the moons of other planets in your system, and in the case of key persons, they may be taken to the Pleiades for debriefing. Me, so we're just dropping them, taking them down in numbers and incapacitating them for arrest by light forces? Soren, yes. Me, would it be safe to assume that we are working in our local areas? Soren, no. You work in the states. Key locations are being taken down first, later on others. Canada is not as key as the states is and the states must be overtaken first by its own military. There are troops in Canada as well, but there aren't as many bases in Canada. The US is a key location. Me, I see. When will we see a change of government in Canada? I want the government to change to a non-globalist government. Soren, there are still 6 months left in 2020. Within 2020 you'll see major changes yet, and following that major world changes in the next 2 years. Me, thank you Soren. Soren, thank you Sheran. Keep in touch. Me, I will.